Well, welcome to the threesome, y'all. The podcast where the three of us would never turn down a free meal from the Cheesecake Factory. But
I don't fuck with cheesecake.
they have other things at the Cheesecake Factory.
That helps.
I mean, to me, cheesecake makes everything better. So I'm never going to turn down cheesecake. But the Cheesecake Factory is a misnomer because they actually have food at the Cheesecake Factory. They don't just have.
They're not cheap, so I don't even understand what the hubbub is.
They're also not particularly cheap, but they're not expensive either.
No.
Like, it's not a high-end restaurant by no means.
But they're not cheap.
But they're not cheap. Yeah. Yeah,
They're not
if you're gonna go
corn or anything. Yeah.
I wouldn't know about Ramshorn, but
no.
Yeah. But just to get a cheesecake, like a whole cheesecake is what, like $30?
Shit. Try 45, 50.
Is it 45? Okay. I know it's high. I know it's high. Good, don't get me wrong, because you can't really go wrong.
Hey, yo, we still doing the intro.
I'm sorry. I know, right? I would go off on a cheesecake tangent. Anyway. So, the sultry voice who also has an appreciation for cheesecake is our point person and optimistic realist. We call her Star.
Although not an extreme fan. And me.
Okay. Well, that deep baritone that you heard, who has an aversion to cheesecake, is our man in the middle, our voice of reason.
Lactose intolerant. Girls act stupidly when I'm pumping them.
Okay.
Oh,
right. Also, I'm lactose intolerant, but that don't stop me. And bringing up the rear, as always, I identify as the pragmatic contrarian of our group, and they call me Storm.
Lord, what is we gonna do?
It is your world, Mr. Squirrel.
Well, since we're there, we could start off on this list of places women absolutely refuse to go on a first date. As I'm sure, we record this on Fridays and release it the next Wednesday. I'm sure every podcast on Earth has been over this already. First and foremost, fellas, if a chick gives you a list of things she ain't doing on the first date, she doesn't like you. She's in it for a free meal. Second, you broke bum bitches. Do you really think you flying to Dubai on a first link up? Stay off the internet. That shit ain't real.
Right.
Listen.
Right, we could go down this list quickly, though. Cheesecake Factory, apparently no one here has a problem with. I don't think I've ever been there, honestly. Applebee's, not bad. Y'all?
I am not an Applebee's fan, and that would be the only reason why I would not.
Yeah, I'm much of a fan. Like, there's very few things I like at Applebee's, and also the Applebee's by me is trash, like, completely. So, that doesn't mean I wouldn't go.
I would still go. Like, their drinks are decent, so
yeah.
They ain't got enough alcohol in them for me, but okay. Chili's, to me, that's right up there with Applebee's. It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
Although they do have a Tres Generaciones margarita that I love.
Clearly, someone here goes on dates at Chili's. All right, cool. Chipotle. I'm sorry. I know Mexican food for white people works really well in America, but I have standards. I can't do it.
I'm not a big Chipotle fan. Also, that's not a dating spot. To me, Chipotle is like a fast food joint. And if we're going on and yeah, if we're going on a date, yeah, you ain't taking me to no Chipotle. I'm sorry.
All right, Olive Garden. Very hit or miss restaurant. They are inconsistent as hell.
Yes.
But I'm going to say no because most of them are misses.
I'm gonna say no only because I don't care for Olive Garden, and the stuff that I do like there is messy, and I'm clumsy. I'm clumsy.
Yeah, I wouldn't turn my nose up at it, but yeah, you'd be on thin ice. Yeah.
Okay, it's going to take us all night to go through this list. Basically, people learn the person you're with and go somewhere both of y'all like. It ain't that difficult.
Yeah, it's you know what I this is the thing. You know, people do everything for social media these
Yes.
days,
Yep.
and which is the reason for that whole list. Nobody on your timeline is going to be impressed with somebody taking you to the Olive Garden. Like that's known as basic, but you trying to keep up with what they used to call the Joneses is now the social media is going to leave you alone. The first time going out with someone, there is no, I don't see the problem with going somewhere just to get to know somebody to see if you guys vibe. Um, that could be a coffee shop. That could be,
Thanks.
it doesn't even matter. Like, because here's the thing I wouldn't give a fuck if you did fly me out to Dubai. If I don't like you, I don't like you. If we're not vibing, we're not vibing. If I like you, I like you. So it's just like, no, all that stuff is not necessary.
Also, it must be said, like I'm 53 years old. Okay.
Woo! Sorry.
So my standards get to be different. You know what I'm saying? If you're 22 and you don't
Yes,
have
you're going
shit,
out to eat and get to know somebody, not take pictures for the
and
gram.
somebody is offering yo broke ass a free meal, you better take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you turning your nose up at the Olive Garden at 22, please stop. Go eat.
Put in
Go
an
get some.
application while you're there.
Or something, right?
Because a lot of those people who are complaining about that list, a lot of them probably need to put in an application. There's a young
Crying
lady.
themselves to sleep at night.
There's a young lady on. Well, she's not old, so. But anyway, there's a lady who I know that I consider to be that I consider to know very well, and I consider her a friend. So she put up that list, and like a bunch of the men kind of chimed in and all of this other stuff, and she stood her ground. She was just like, for her standards, that none of those places are acceptable. In fact, when guys meet her, they don't even consider, like the guys that approach her pretty much don't even consider taking her to any place like what was listed.
Any place, period.
Well, I mean, but she does have a pretty brisk, let's say, dating life. So I won't say that she doesn't get consideration, because of her standards. Um, I guess the guys that would approach her just kind of don't see her as the type of woman that would be cool with taking to one of those places, and to their benefit, they're assuming right, and they don't do it. Now the thing is, what she did say was that those are thoughtless places. She said people assume that because she agreed with that list that she was, fly her out to Dubai for the first date. And she was like, no. She said those places that are on that list are thoughtless places, and that she would like for a guy to take a little more effort into wanting to date her. It doesn't
Okay, how
necessarily
old
have
is
to
she?
be an expensive place. Um,
Take
she,
these hoes to therapy.
um, She is almost 50. She just wrote a book, and which is one of the
Okay,
reasons why.
but my point is, she has shit in life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like she has accomplished some shit.
Yeah, she's done some things. Yeah.
Yeah, so I get it coming from her.
Mm-hmm.
Now, fuck that.
But
Where's she taking men on dates?
No, but listen to me carefully. If you're in your 20s and you sitting up in your mama and daddy's house like you don't have shit in your life, you know what I mean? Like you don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of your own, and you turning up your nose because somebody's trying to, take you somewhere,
mm-hmm.
that's a different thing than, you know what I'm saying? Because, okay, like, I don't have to go somewhere to go eat. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I eat at my house and I can eat what I want. I can go to the grocery store, buy what I want, eat what I want. So I need to go wherever you take me just because that's where you want to take me. Mm-hmm. That's a whole different situation than, oh, well, I'm just this princess. I don't have anything, but I need you to shower me with everything.
And that's what it is for a lot of these people. But let's just say this too. That list was not a list that was compiled by a woman. That list was made by some dude that had surveyed, like, I guess.
Yeah, it was Lil Duval.
Yeah, it was.
I believe so.
Yeah, he took some kind of survey and he put that list together. And, and let's talk about there's been subsequent lists. Just a little bit. There's been subsequent lists that have come out after it. So one of the lists was men who should not date, which I thought was hilarious. And I know this is your week. I'm just gonna
no, because I don't see these broads baby daddies. Go ahead and list this one.
So this is a list of men to not to take serious, part 1. So I'm gonna just run down it real quick. Truck drivers. That's in and out. That's in and out of prison. Men that men that have more than 2 baby mamas. Men that carry around $40. Men with bad credit. Men with no checking account. Men that look in the mirror too long. That sleep with other men. That loves you and wants to get married too fast. That leads with money. That leads with money. That won't take the answer. That complain about child support. That blame their problems on the white man. That use Cash App for a banking system. That smoke weed / crack, same difference. Men from Florida, men in Georgia, men from Detroit, men that love being in Atlanta, men in the military, men who gambles, men who buys cars. I'm not sure what. Yeah, I guess I get it. Correctional officers, bus drivers, men that still talk about high school, and men that talk about women helping them become better men.
So basically, don't date men.
Women and bus drivers.
Listen, I don't know what that is. Like, I don't think, like, here, the Detroit bus driver, Department of Transportation.
They mentioned damn near every city that's mostly black.
I don't know. Yeah, well, I get Atlanta, but I don't know how much they make. I think they make probably somewhere about 40 or 50. But if you're like a smart driver around here, like, you're not rich, but you're definitely not what you would consider broke. Like, unless you just got
bum bitches have got crackheads for baby daddies. Like, who are y'all to be talking?
Listen, I don't understand this whole thing. I believe for me, it goes right up there with just another way to bash people.
Cause division?
Yeah, cause division. Like, one of the things that I saw said something about men that work for FedEx Hub. First of all, I didn't even know that was a thing. But apparently, There's a difference between. Well, apparently there's a difference between working for FedEx and working for FedEx Hub. If you work for the hubs, you're more like a temporary, but that's just introducing things that, let's just say the average person wouldn't even have thought about. Like,
most of y'all are fucking some dude that's trying to live in your house because he ain't got shit else to do but play PlayStation all day.
Yeah.
I bet that dude.
I mean, that list is exhaustive. I don't know how my bestie is taking shrapnel on this. Sorry, bestie. But yeah.
Ban that word.
I mean, well, okay, fine, but also don't date him either. No offense, bestie, but you know.
Single broads is hateful.
Wow.
No,
I'm saying.
I'm not hateful at all. I'm all love.
Not all of it. No.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway.
Next subject.
Yeah, but well, I was. Ooh,
spit it out.
I was going to say that. Yeah, I think that list is ridiculous. Because at that point, just don't date men. You know what I mean?
Period.
If you have that long a list of who not to date, you just probably shouldn't be dating.
I was getting ready to say, how about don't date? Period. If you have that long a list of no's and issues, you don't need to be taken anywhere but like Magic said, to your nearest therapist's office, because I understand having standards. I get it,
Yeah, I get it too.
There are a few things on both of those lists that are kind of like a no. But no. Like, I don't understand people. I really don't.
I don't either. Bottom line, how about just get to know people? Like, get to know people.
That would help.
Get to know.
All right. Dwight Howard is back at it again, people. Are you up on this star?
I am not. I know who
Do you know who that is?
I do.
Okay. So, to put it to, gay rumors have been floating around him for a good 10 years. I don't care. None of my business. A few months ago, some man that he was clearly flirting with put out a series of their messages back and forth, to which Dwight was trying to hook up a threesome with him and another dude, which the guy he was messaging with agreed to. And throughout the text messages, he kept reiterating, "I'm not gay, but," and he was clearly flirting. Once again, don't care. None of my business. Same said dude that put out the messages a couple weeks ago is now in court suing Dwight Howard for sexual assault. His story basically being, well, he invited me over. I came through. When I got there, there was a man in a dress, and the man in the dress started sucking Dwight off, and Dwight was kind of feeling me up, trying to get me into it to participate with them, and I was uncomfortable. And the story gets fuzzy after that because both of them switch up details after that. And there's a video out now of Dwight like, "You need to stay out of my bedroom and that's my business." Like, now you need to tell that to the people you picking up off the internet. Neither here nor there with all of that shit. We're going to look at this from two perspectives, from the alleged victim and from Dwight's perspective. Where did they fuck up?
The alleged victim fucked up by publicizing said conversation.
Strike one.
Yes. Yeah. He fucked up because by publicizing that conversation, you let me know that you knew what it was before you went over there, bruh.
Yup.
So I'm not trying to hear any of that. Where Dwight fucked up is by trying to defend himself to the internet. Because, I mean,
no win.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care who you sleep with. Like, none of that matters to me. And I could
Get
do
some
without it,
rebounds, nigga.
honestly.
Yeah.
You feel the same?
Yep. I
I
do.
think
Oh, go ahead.
I think most definitely with the alleged victim, I actually looked up his name, but I don't care to mention it because I'm not victim shaming, but I'm not buying that story either. One, yes, putting out the messages is some true sucker shit. You was trying to get attention, and congratulations, you got it.
Yeah. Yep.
The second, if you're not down for the threesome, and this counts for heterosexual people too, do not say you are. And I think it's entirely possible that you could get there and it's on and you suddenly have a feeling like, nah, I'm not into this. Cool. Immediately at that
Leave.
moment, stop, no, and don't
Leave.
get the fuck out.
Out.
That's
Yep.
what I'm saying. Listen, no is an entire sentence. You
have to
can
follow
agree
through.
to something, walk in and see it ain't something you down with. Nope, and walk the hell right back out. You don't have to stay. You certainly don't have to stay if somebody touches you.
So okay, so where did the assault? Was it assault like because he felt like the dude being in the dress was some freaky shit, or like
Because he said he was still trying to lure him into it when he was clearly uncomfortable and he was feeling on his junk and such.
Okay.
Which gets me back to where Dwight fucked up. First and foremost, my dude, you are 7 feet tall. You are all muscle. You are still a perennial NBA player. You're probably a Hall of Famer. People know who the fuck you are. You can't be on Instagram trying to bag baddies. It doesn't work like that. Hire somebody to do that dirty work and stop putting shit in messages.
Yeah.
Also, once it's on and popping, okay, you have to have the wherewithal to immediately realize when somebody's uncomfortable and, hey, this ain't what you was in for. All right, cool. You got to go. If you just didn't perceive that and you still tried to get it popping, okay, shit happens. Soon as stop, no, and don't comes out of somebody's mouth, whether you're serious or you're playing, you got to go.
Yep, you gotta go. Exactly.
Because
there's no iffy shit happening in those situations.
Yeah.
Listen, I was under the impression that that's what you came over for. If that ain't what you came over for, you are welcome to leave.
Yeah.
Yep. Peace out.
Yeah.
Like
I ain't gonna hold you.
Felt intimidated or to stay.
Right.
Felt threatened. I mean,
I'm letting you know right now, you can leave.
Yeah.
No hard feelings.
NDAs, dude.
That too.
I mean, it
better
works.
ask Trump and Stormy.
Well, I think it
not
works.
This Stormy, but that Stormy.
Well, where Trump fucked up wasn't
no
the
short
actual
list.
NDA. Well, in several ways, but yeah, it wasn't the actual NDA. It was the funds he used to pay her off.
And his inability to shut the fuck up.
And that too.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's delusional, but that's a whole nother.
I think these days that people's judgment is very questionable when it comes to situations like that. I think that they call themselves allowing themselves to get pulled in a little bit just so that they can have something to say or whatever. I don't know. People are just,
weirdos.
Again, the minute you wasn't cool with something that you saw, you should have made it very clear, like, I'm out, Yeah. And then if he tried to hold you captive or intimidate you in any kind of way or whatever, then you'd have something to bitch about. But if you were a willing participant in it, and that's no victim shaming, that if it ended up getting wilder than what you thought, but you were a willing participant. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the story, so I don't know like the details. But unless you're telling me that you didn't want to do it and Dwight held you down or
Force you in any
bolted the door from the inside and said you can't leave, then I don't know what to do with that because
You have to be
you the
accountable for
one
your
that
own bad decisions.
right,
Yeah.
because you're the one who put it out there. Dwight ain't put it out there. You the one put it out there that you knew what it was about. You put it out there. And yet you still decided to go over there.
It sounds like a case of buyer's remorse, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean it sounds to me like he felt like this is you knew what like you were agreeing because you came over. And if at that point you decided that nah, I don't want no part of this, you should have left.
Yeah, you know what? Again, without all the details and everything, I'm gonna just leave it at what it sounds like from the limited information that I do have. A case of buyer's remorse. I do know that there are sometimes people will show up for things and you know, knowing that what it could potentially be, but then they get there and they're not down, they change their minds, which any person has a right to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
that's
have a right
fine.
to change your mind. But don't get all up in it or whatever and wake up the next day. You never said no stop. You never voiced your concerns. You never said anything. Nobody drugged you. Nobody forced you.
And that's
Nobody
what I'm
did any of
saying.
those things. And then you wake up the next day like, damn, I shouldn't have did that. And that's just kind of
No,
or
I mean,
you didn't get the response that you thought about, and so you decided to retaliate. Like I have to have more information because
and unfortunately, I mean, and like I said, I don't really know the situation, but it sounds to me like it was a money grab to begin with.
yes,
Because it sounds to me like he was like, well, if you don't give me this money, I'm gonna put your messages on the
exactly.
internet. And then he put the messages on the internet, and then that really died down. Now, how am I going to get this money? Oh, well, you know what? If you don't give me this money, then I'm going to say that you assaulted me.
It
I
does sound
just,
like that.
Cornball
yeah,
shit.
yeah. It seems like a money grab to me. Again, I'm perfectly fine saying that I could be wrong because I don't know the situation. I'm
Honestly, I
not
wish I
intimate
could
with the
look up more
details.
details, but I don't care.
Yeah, and also I don't care. So I mean, good luck, people.
Yeah.
Work that out.
Privately.
Right.
Thank you. You
All
listening to
right.
that, Will and Jada? Privately.
Please. While we at it, let's throw Gabrielle and D Wade in the mix. We don't care.
Oh, what the hell is going on with them?
Yeah. What's up? What's
Every
going on with
fucking
that?
Yeah, I
time I
never
hear
hear
her
their
in an
shit.
interview, I'm like, I don't need to know this shit.
Oh, I never really be hearing their shit, honestly.
Yeah. They're both
All
strange, and
right.
they're strange together. More power to them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good for
Good for
them.
their love, however that works.
Yeah. Hey.
Yep.
One, Aubrey Drake Graham is now tied with Michael Jackson for the most number one hits ever. How y'all feeling?
Wow.
Blasphemy.
Word. Sorry.
Yeah. I knew for a minute he was on a nice little run for like at least 2.5
Good
years.
decade.
Um, I say blasphemy, but I also say, all records are made to be broken, and if that's what's going on, I kind of wish it
Yeah,
was
but it's
a
not
better
really.
quality of artist than him. But
No, I was going to say it's not really a fair thing either because you're comparing different eras and for Michael Jackson to have number ones, he actually had to sell records.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't count that as equivalent.
I got you. I looked it up. So for songs, basically 150 streams counts as a sale, and they count 10 songs per album. So 1,500 streams equals one album sale. Also, keep in mind it takes 1,200 streams to earn $1, but good luck with that.
I mean, I get it, but here's why
I could get 1,500 streams.
I was gonna say I will stream a song that I would never buy.
Exactly. Like plus, there's playlists. Yeah. Plus, there's you played this song. We're gonna play this one next because you'll probably like it.
Right.
Which is rarely ever correct.
Right. I was gonna say, and they're usually wrong, but but I'll listen to a song, and that don't mean that I'm gonna go buy that music. In Michael Jackson's era, I actually had to go to
Took your ass to the store.
Go to the record store, okay?
Record store.
And purchase either the single or the album. You know what I'm saying? So. And
after that shit gets scratched up, go buy another one.
You go buy another one, right? Or if you were a DJ, you might have had it on. You bought it on tape for your car, and then you bought it on wax for your job. So, yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same. So, I mean, congratulations to him, but I don't put him in the same category. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't.
I can't blame you. And while it might lose my hip hop card, I don't think Drake is a bad rapper. I don't know how his fans keep letting him sing. I just don't understand.
Well, to be fair, I mean, people let Ja Rule sing. They let Tupac sing.
Oh, my Lord.
You know what I'm saying?
I think Tupac was singing so much as voicing out on certain words, so it didn't bother me as much. But yeah, Ja Rule either.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I think the standards have just been lowered as far as that's concerned. Whatever.
You know what it is? For any era of music that's popular, it directly affects the most popular drugs. The most popular drugs right now, I'm not on, so I don't really get the music like that.
But I mean, to be fair, I've never been on any of the most popular drugs or any of the drugs at all. So, I mean, he's got some music that's nice. I'm not knocking him.
Like I said, I'm not mad at him as a rapper. I've never listened to a whole album, but he's got songs. I'm like, he's spitting on this.
And I admire his hustle, because it ain't easy, as you pointed out, to make money out there, in these musical streets. So, I admire his hustle. I can't be mad at him about that. But, if you're asking me, am I going to put him on the same plane as Michael Jackson just because whatever
never,
this
ever,
is?
No, never.
No. Yeah, that's never going to happen. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't think any of that has as much meaning as it used to.
Right.
No, because number one right now is far less actual people listening. A number one now comes and goes. Back when Mike was popping, you could have a hot song for 2 years.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like anything that used to be certainly in the top 10, and probably in the top 40 are songs that I would have heard.
At least.
Are songs that I heard, and not just I heard. Like my parents knew those songs. They may not have liked them, but they knew the songs. Like they heard the songs. I can look at a top 40 list today, and I'm like, I don't even know most of these.
Yeah.
Like I got no idea.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I got into it with my child the other day because I was like, they were talking about Taylor Swift, and I'm like, I can name one Taylor Swift song.
I might could get you 5.
I don't think I
thought about it. But even with Drake, I might could get you 10, 15.
You're doing better than me, but that's because you have children that age. Like I think I can name one off the top of my head, and if I really sat and thought about it, maybe I could come up with another two that I've heard the hook for, but I've never really heard the whole song. And the only reason I've heard the hook is because they be on commercials. Like that's the only reason I know those songs.
Somebody said Taylor got 900 songs about guys breaking up with her, but no songs about sucking dick, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, she's very popular, and I don't know nothing about, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know nothing about it.
I've been to school dances, Taylor hitting out here.
In the streets.
Yeah.
That's sad. I don't think I can name one Taylor Swift song like off the top of my head. Like I've been sitting here since you mentioned her name, thinking about it.
Yeah, "Shake It Off" is the only one that I could come up with off the top of my head. And like I said, that "Shake It Off." And if you press me, like I could probably sit here and think real hard and come up with maybe another two. But
I think the problem for me with Taylor Swift is that her voice is, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
The Swifties are going to come get us.
Taylor
Swift. Yeah, don't have the Swifties coming at us.
I think the problem
already pissed off the Jews twice.
The problem for me with her is that her voice is not all that distinctive to me.
Facts.
And so sometimes I don't think I know when I'm listening to her stuff.
And that's probably it, because like I said, I hear her songs on commercials all the time. Like they'll play her songs in commercials, and somehow I find out that it's her. Sometimes it's because she's in the commercial, and I happen to look up, and I'm like, oh, okay, got it.
Hey, you want to piss off the Beehive next?
Sure.
But I feel the same way about Aubrey. Like, I couldn't name you 5 of his songs, honestly.
I could probably.
If I tried, but it'd take me a minute.
Well, it'd take me.
That's what I'm saying. I probably know them. Like, if you gave me the songs, I could probably say, "Oh yeah, I've heard that." But for me to sit here and just give you a list, I couldn't do it.
My favorite is still "Fuck for Free." I don't know why I like that song, but I do. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't even know what that song is.
When I know the Akinelli version.
To me.
You know the what?
The Akinelli version. You never heard "Fuck Me for Free"?
Man, I love that song. First, I think I love that song because of the bass in it. But that song is Anyway.
Yeah.
Akinelli was spitting knowledge. Now you hoes is out here asking for $200 dates and ain't got $20 in your pocket.
Right. But again, that's nothing against. That's no knock on Aubrey.
Yeah.
And that's no knock on Taylor Swift. Again, I admire the kids' hustle, but it's just not for me.
Sorry, I had to drink it.
And that's fine because I'm not in their demographic, so that's fine with me. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
Right. Next topic, I probably should have followed up after Dwight Howard, but I was waiting to see how much time we had on the clock. I repeatedly hear the saying that I don't kink shame, but fuck that. Let's kink shame.
No. Okay. That's what we doing? All right, let's go.
Scat play. You're nasty.
Absolutely. Gross. Don't come around me with
I don't even know what the hell that is. So
I was about to say, don't come around me with that shit. Pun intended.
No, no. Mm-mm.
Schoolgirl outfits. Fucking gross. Along with women calling you daddy.
Agree.
That's
Yeah, I agree. Any of that age play shit, I don't fuck around. Like, you nasty.
Diapers and shit like that. Mm-mm.
While we at it, race play.
That too.
I know I'm light skinned, so white women think I like y'all. No. You like this white ass. No, I don't.
Also, white men, the first time you refer to me as chocolate, I'm gonna want to punch you in the face. So don't do that shit.
Okay.
Pegging.
I hate that,
listen,
and they all
good
do
for
it
all of y'all that are into it, but
cute.
ill.
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
Also, that pegging, ill, and also that whole thing. If a chick does it to you, it's not gay. Yeah, nah.
Still the same sensation. Cut it out. Fuck out of here.
Yeah. That ain't for me. like that ain't for me in no way, shape, or form. But I mean, hey, if that's what you like, I ain't gonna shame you for it. Whatever. Just leave me out of it.
Next thing you know, you inviting two dudes over for a threesome, talk about you ain't gay.
Which is fine with me too. Just leave me out of it. Like, I don't care what you do.
Live your life.
Yeah.
Do you, bruh?
All the cutting and shit. To each their own, but ill.
Cutting?
Yeah.
Explain.
Some people like, I don't know what the exact term for it. It's sensation play, knife play, little cuts on spots that can hide under clothing. It's different, but
hell
be me.
No. No.
Oh, ridiculous piercings.
I'm sorry, what?
Ridiculous piercings.
What do you consider to be ridiculous?
Yeah.
I'm in a Telegram group that's a kink group, and there's a guy in there who has, I haven't counted, obviously, because I keep scrolling, but I want to say like 20 piercings in his nuts, and I'm just like, why?
First of all,
it doesn't seem like a great idea, but again, if that's what you like,
each their own, but ill.
But leave me out of it.
At this point,
also, ladies, nipple rings are cute, but that shit tastes disgusting.
I thought about getting one or two.
You have excessive titties, so it probably takes a lot to feel something.
It does.
Then excessive piercings. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you see the internet, the latest on the internet where this chick, she had her whole vaginal and rectum area tattooed like a flower. So like like a rose. So if she's standing in front of you with no clothes on, you facing forward, you really can't tell if anything is going on. But if she lays down and opens up and spreads eagle, like her inner thighs, her whole lip, labia, all of that is tattooed to look like a rose. And if she turns around, the only thing you can see, if she's standing straight up, like some vines or whatever that may be coming from the rose. But the more that she bends over, it like blossoms into this tattoo. So my thing about that is, ow. Second of all, the artwork is dope.
I was gonna say, it sounds very creative, but it also sounds like
very fucking
a whole lot of trouble for nothing.
Nothing.
It'll be interesting once.
Yeah.
I can see that, but yeah, it just seems like a whole lot to go through for like very little return on investment. I mean,
yeah,
because like you said, the first time you see it, you're probably like, oh, whoa, but after that, it's just tattoos.
Like,
that's another thing is the excessive, ridiculous tattoos. I went to a family reunion once, and one of my cousins, distant cousin, I don't even know her name, but cute chick, she had all 4 of her children tattooed on her back. Yo, that's just not it right there. Don't do that.
I don't understand that. Like, I understand you love your children, but I don't understand the need to have their faces tattooed on you. Now, I do understand it, like if you've lost a child or something, I can kind of see that. But, your children are all alive and kicking, and you're tattooing them on you, like to what end?
I've actually been harassed over that. Like, you don't have your children tattooed on you? Like, no, they live with me. Whereas everybody that I know that has their children tattooed on them is a fucking deadbeat.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of how I feel. Like, I'm like, I can look at my child. Why do I need to have my child inked onto me? Like, that just, I don't. That's why I say I understand if you've lost your child somehow.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, that's different.
I thought of, well, first of all, I'm not ever getting another tattoo, so that's that. I did think about maybe trying to get my daughter's name, but her name, not her face, likeness, or anything in that nature. I don't understand the faces. I really don't. Because as you get older, that shit is just gonna look really fucking weird. Like, all these tattoos are gonna look weird, but the faces, yeah, that's gonna be the worst. But I have a friend who has her kids' names tattooed like on her arm, and it's kind of creatively done because if you're not looking very hard, it just looks like a vine going around her arm or whatever.
Yeah, those are dope.
Yeah, those are
like I've seen that. Like I've seen people who have like something like over their heart, and if you look real close, it's like their kids' names are in there and stuff like that. Like that I can get behind.
Yeah, but the faces thing, first of all, as you get older, like, ooh, that stuff is gonna look really, really weird. And don't be somebody that either loses a bunch of weight or gains a bunch of weight. Like, she's gonna just look strange.
Well, not just that, but how do you decide at which age
you decide
you want your child's face?
Child, right?
You know what I mean? Because my child looked different at 3 months than my child looked at 12 months. That my child looked at 2 years, at 6 years. You know what I mean? So what am I going to do? Just keep getting faces tattooed?
Yeah.
I mean, it just, I get
it.
I don't understand it. But again, it's not for me to understand. So
yeah.
Man.
Finish kink shaming?
I like it. I love it. Finish what?
Right.
Finish kink shaming.
I guess. I could do more, but why?
Yeah, anybody who like splits their tongue, like have you seen those people that split their tongue?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't want nothing to do with it.
Although,
nope. Even
that might be really interesting.
Nope.
Yeah,
not at all.
when I've seen that, I'm like, that might not be a bad idea, but I don't know if I have the heart.
Nope, don't want any part of it.
Whatever. That might be the world-class head right there, boy. But
and that is what I fear. So nope.
Because you're not going to be able to get that unless you're messing with that person.
Right.
Or somebody with, I got you.
Hey, fellas, do what you can to be memorable. Also, butch chicks, handle your shit.
I mean, it looks weird, but
Yeah.
I'm not, yeah.
I'd have to be really fucking drunk to even get past. Like,
I'd have to be independently wealthy because how you just gonna have a regular job
right
with a snake tongue?
I mean,
well, welcome to 7-Eleven.
Hey. I resent that.
Why do you resent that?
Because I have a lisp.
Oh, we can't tell.
Whatever.
Right? Get over yourself.
I
had to survive the era of gold fronts. I done heard some real lisps.
I have a lisp sometimes with my allergies during allergy season because I don't know. 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 unfortunately, my tongue will swell sometimes, and it affects my speech. But
mine is just naturally too wide for my mouth, apparently.
You said your tongue is too wide for your mouth?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't know why that's interesting, but okay.
I mean, from a medical standpoint, that's interesting.
Yeah.
All right, all the lesbians, there's your portion of the show.
Apparently, I have an unusually small mouth.
Oh.
I know.
Is that exciting for a guy, for her to have a small mouth?
I'm like, be surprised what I can do with it, but
I'm just saying it. Like, is that like a thing? Like,
not for me, but
okay.
I don't know
different
that it
people,
matters.
different kinks.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know that it matters.
Hey, play the hand you was dealt.
I will say that my mouth. I will say that I've never had a problem. I would say that my mouth is big enough. Apparently, just the only people who ever complain about the size of my mouth are dentists. To be fair.
Okay.
Well, while we're talking about kinks, do you mind if I add one?
Go ahead.
An abnormally shaped anatomy or sized anatomy. I have a friend who has a thing about women who have thick pubis mounds. What is that about?
Fupas?
I asked him and he won't tell me.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Like what?
Sounds like I hear a butt.
No. I'm trying to figure out: is it the pubic mound that he wants large, or something?
What did I say? Pubis. I'm sorry. Pubic mound. I'm sorry. I'm tired. Pubic mound.
Well, I'm asking: is it that or something else? Because that is not anything I've ever heard of being a kink. I've heard
fat
of
pussy?
guys.
Is that what that means?
The mound, which is different.
Yeah.
This is a whole.
But is that like an indication of?
No.
Okay. Look, I'm not into the women's anatomy thing. I don't know. I just was like, he was like, I like for a woman to have a thicker pubic mound. Why do I keep saying pubis? Pubic mound area.
Okay.
And
nobody trusts skinny bitches.
I was gonna say, so he likes he likes his women thick,
big body guy.
So is that what that means? I mean, I guess
in order for your pubic
mound
to be large, it's generally because you have some excess fat. But
I guess that makes sense.
If we're talking about other parts being large, that's why I was asking.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, I get that. And that makes sense. I mean, I just thought maybe that was an indication of something, like how people will say, men with big feet type of thing, even though it's, old wives' tales, whatever.
Yeah, maybe he just doesn't like the feeling of pubic bone. Maybe he needs a cushion. I don't know.
That could be. He won't tell me. I'm like, you're a stranger. Why even mention it if you won't explain? But
yeah, it's interesting. I'll say that.
Yeah.
It's life.
First time hearing that one. I was like,
Word? You don't listen to enough reggae.
I guess.
Wow.
They talk about that in reggae? Wow.
Dance hall at least.
And he listens to reggae too. That's funny. Anyway.
Listen to the shit you can relate to.
I guess. I feel so behind. Anyway, go ahead.
Yo, to do one more or call it a night? We've been here for a while.
Do one more. We got time.
Yeah.
It's your world.
Do one more.
Oh shit. What do y'all do when a dude can't get it up? This awkward silence is hilarious, by the way.
No, I listen. I already know, but like, go ahead.
I just told you. I go back to watching the game or whatever the hell I was doing before.
You go back to watching the game.
Yeah, because why were you bothering me?
And we both know you ain't trying to start no shit when the game's on anyway.
Right. I mean,
hand job or mouth job? Let's go. Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest,
it's a good time to have a little mouth.
No, dudes our age
have issues sometimes.
Sometimes need a little extra something.
Exactly.
In the first place. And, which is fine because I've always been the extra something kind of person. So I'm all right.
That you're on time with.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not at that point yet, but I keep hearing other people talk about it and it sounds scary. What do you do, Star?
ED? I mean, encouragement. Like, really it just depends on, like, if we've been out and, drinking, because sometimes drinking can be the case for some men. That's almost like, if that's the problem, then you kind of just like, oh man, this is not going to happen like tonight.
You can medications will make it more difficult. I was going to say harder, but no, more difficult. Certain medications.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
I guess it just depends on the reason and how much I'm, Yeah. It also depends on if I'm, whatever. So anyway, it's either hand job or mouth.
Didn't answer
and
shit.
It depends on.
Okay.
No. I said it's either a hand job or a mouth job. It's like, okay.
Well, it depends on how determined I am, also, because
naturally,
if I'm determined, we gonna make it happen some kind of way.
Yeah.
If I'm not that invested, Right now, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
Why are you there? No.
Well, I mean, there's a game.
You're not expecting him to reach for a toy or use his mouth or something. Get his finger popping game together.
I mean, for some dudes that worked.
Well, first of all, I expect that anyway. like, what are we doing? Like, I expect that anyway. But yeah, it just, again, it depends on how invested I am in the whole process. So
yeah, again, it's either hand job or mouth job. Like, let's go. I'm going to try to encourage the younger side.
Yeah, I'm definitely more orally fixated. I mean, where my hands go, my mouth will probably follow. But is what I'm saying. But yeah, it depends.
Yep.
Because I may not really, be all that invested. It might just be something to do.
Like an Applebee's date.
Pretty much, yes. Very much like that.
Oh my God. Have you you've never had that problem, I suppose?
I have only once, and it was terrifying. Shout out to her. She listens to this podcast from time to time. I apologize once again, but that's another story for another day.
I'm pretty sure. What did you pinpoint what the issue may have been?
No, not really. Fuck it. We're here. Okay, so I met her at a party, and I was beyond intoxicated that night.
Mm-hmm.
I was out of town at the time, so I was on my way home, and she's like, well, why don't you stop by here first? Okay, stop by there. Cute chick, really cool. There were things
And then
that
you were
I,
assaulted.
huh?
Oh, I said, and then you were assaulted.
No, there were things that I was turned off by, but not enough that I wasn't going to do anything. So
Okay.
I'm there for
Or so you
hours on
thought.
hard playing stop, no, and don't.
Mm.
And eventually I'm like, all right, cool. I'm just going to go home. We'll get back to this whenever. And at that point, she's like, nah, fuck it. Let's do it. I was not responding to the occasion whatsoever. There was oral, there was finger play, there was all kinds of shit. And my dick was just like, no, we're not doing this. So,
Probably pissed by then. Like,
Right.
oh, yes. So after a while, quite a while, I was just like, you know what? My bad, never happened before, which I'm sure everybody says, but hey, whatever. Like, yo, sorry. Better luck next time. And at that point, I got excited. So I did bang her out with a semi for a little while and then was like, you know what? This is still whack. I'll catch you next time. But you know now. And she was like, yeah, I get it. There's potential there. And I was like, all right, cool. And after that, I was cool for up until now. But yeah, that shit was horrid. I was fucking online looking for pills and all kinds of other shit, but I don't know what was going on that
So
day.
dramatic.
That's fucking like you said, people our age, and I know y'all are a little bit older than me, but it ain't as serious as you make it. Like there's a process to getting them hard, and even the woman I'm with now is like, when I say let's go, you're automatically ready. Like, yeah, there's no workup for me. There never has been, and to just have that one day where it's like, nah, ain't shit popping. That fucked my head up.
Right.
I can see that though. I can see that. Like,
When
especially
Superman finds out he's mortal.
I can see that. Definitely.
But yeah, yeah. I mean, I've never had a problem when I'm determined. Like when I'm determined, it just is.
But it's easier for us.
No. I mean, where he's concerned.
Oh,
If I'm determined, then yeah.
yeah.
Oh, shout out to women who are just automatically wet and don't need a whole bunch of warm up. You know, the warm up is cool, but sometimes you just got to go.
It's nice being appreciated sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a much easier slide
Because I
in
don't
if
need
you
all
go
that.
mouth
Matter
first.
of fact, all of that really pisses me off a lot of times. So, like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, and
and if Shorty's listening, shout out to you. You are a fucking great, fantastic, great piece of work you are. But neither here nor there at this point.
Oh, well, nobody. Well, never mind.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot my thought.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, let's. Because the dog is whining at me. You don't hear him? He's going to be fussing at me in a minute.
The gem at the end is, at some point you sign up, you're not a victim, you're a volunteer.
Yep.
One Joseph Anthony Budden. If you like the show,
God,
tell a
Dios
friend,
mío.
tell a foe, tell all the hoes. And if you don't, tell everybody you know. Get the fucking algorithm in our favor since you love to repost shit you hate. It is the Threesome Podcast on Facebook and Instagram, the Threesome Pod on X. One of these days we might actually go on there and interact with y'all, but come holler. Plus, if you're listening to this on Spotify, I usually try to throw a question or a poll or something in there. So let us know what you think and how you feeling.
Yep.
What people?
Pieces with my nizzles.
Holler at us. We holler back.
Oh, rest in peace to Richard Roundtree. Sorry about that. We should have got that out in the beginning.
We can do our church announcements. Yeah,
Which is funny because that was who I was trying to recall in the last podcast when we were talking about breast cancer.
oh,
Word?
Yeah, that was the name I was trying to come up with. Yeah, Richard Roundtree. Yeah, he had breast cancer.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, rest in peace to him.
Hard brothers get it too.
Trailblazer for sure.
Pause.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Check yourself.
Go get my nipples sucked. All right, let's go.
Is that an offer?
I am a happily in a relationship man. Black men don't cheat.
I'm going to walk the dog.
Do that.
Bye.
Peace out.